All right, go ahead.
So anyway, like I was saying, I'm really disgusted in the state of like the current healthcare system.
Yes.
The fact that we can't get anything passed, you know, because the elderly are really who's suffering.
Yes.
I mean, my grandmother, for example, she had to pay $10,000 for her teeth.
Oh
for her
my
teeth,
God.
and she still has Medicare and whatever else they offer
They
out
don't
there.
pay for dental.
And mind you, she hasn't been working for years. She's not going to up and get a job. And so that's just one of the many facets that the elderly out here are suffering, let alone the disrespect. We don't hold doors open for them anymore. You know, we talk crazy in front of them nowadays. I mean, what do y'all think?
There was a video, you brought this up, there was a video on YouTube. There was some kids on, I don't know what they call the metro in Atlanta, whatever their train station is called.
Yeah.
There was some kids on there. There was an old woman. She had to be every bit of 70-something. The young girl commenced to cuss her out, all in her face.
Oh,
She started
the one
screaming
where
at her.
she was like, oh,
She
I
started
know.
dancing at the woman and all that, and the woman just sat there frightened.
Yes, I know you're
That
talking
was-
crazy
Oh my
girl in
God.
Atlanta.
Yes,
Exactly what you're
that
talking
was
about.
absolutely the most rudest thing I've ever seen in my life. And the old woman, and these were all young kids, and it had to be, I think it was 2 or 3 girls and guys. So of course the woman couldn't do anything.
Of course not.
And if she had moved, she probably would have gotten beat up.
She was out of her mind though, because she was screaming at the guy who tried to break it up, talking about, "Oh, you the one that raped me, and I tell you, you're not gonna tell me sit down."
It was just
started going
bananas.
crazy. She told the lady she was gonna beat her up. She wanted to see her outside.
And this is an old lady. She had to be every bit of 70-something, just riding a train.
You know, we used to have respect for our elders. We used to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am.
I still do.
Yes, so do I. My mother made sure that we all had the proper respect for our elderly. In Asian communities, the elderly are revered. Do you know that in Japan, unless you are on death's door, there are no rest homes, there are no old age homes just to get rid of old Aunt Sally because she's getting on your nerves or she peed on your carpet, you know, whatever. The elderly are in your home. They are revered. They are taken care of. They are respected. We don't do that here. We just shove them away in a closet somewhere and put a diaper on them.
So horrible because you know my mother was reconsidering. She's like, well, maybe I should move down there because we would never ever put anybody in a nursing home or any facility.
Right.
So I mean, as soon as she gets out of physical therapy, we're gonna have to figure out what to do. It's unfortunate. I've already dealt with the situation, so you know.
Right. It is unfortunate. And we're dealing with something like that with my uncle right now, and he's in a position where he has some memory loss, but he still has enough that he can make his own decisions. His decision is, I'm going to die in this house. You're not moving me out. Bye. We have to abide by his decision. It's a pain in the ass.
I think in a situation like that, which is where this healthcare reform comes in, if you have some type of health care that can provide a nurse to go into the home at least 3 or 4 hours a day, that would assist these people who want to stay in their home. They shouldn't have to be put into a nursing home, and I shouldn't have to move with you because you live in Baltimore and I live in, I don't know, South Virginia. Why should they have to move?
It took 7 weeks for Baltimore County Social Services to go and visit my uncle to just evaluate to see whether or not he could actually have in-home care. 7 weeks.
And you know what part of that problem is that people don't realize who are all fighting against healthcare reform? A lot of that is cost.
Yeah.
If we had something that the government would supplement a little bit, that would help. But unless you're under, I mean, you have to immensely under poverty, they don't help you.
No, not at all. Well, finally, we have some health care reform for children because now all of the children.
We can't forget to ask Steve.
All of the children. All of the children are being taken care of now, at least in Maryland. We have a comment from the chat room.
Yeah, Nanya says, I don't think it's just the elderly. We as a society have lost our respect for most. Just look at what happened the other night between Kanye and Taylor, and then look at what happened to our president just a week ago.
Oh, hey Stevie, what's your opinion about what happened with Kanye West and Taylor Swift?
Well, I have to say a few things I want to chime in on, and about the Kanye West thing, I got to say this. You know, the black image has been tarnished. We got the first black president in the house. Seems like black people just going crazy all over the place, like they got a license to act a fool. We got Serena Williams screaming obscenity on the tennis court. Kanye West snatching microphones from white girls. Teenagers beating up white kids on the bus and dancing in find the elderly like it's a strip show. It's just doing great. The last but not least, I'm so damn glad that Raymond Clark that killed that Asian girl and stuffed in the wall at the university.
Yale.
Oh my
I'm
God.
glad that he wasn't black.
He is crazy.
I was waiting on bated breath when I saw it on TV. We got the suspect in custody. I'm like, oh damn.
Oh, here we go. Another riots in Camden.
Well, I was so glad about that, you know. But what I gotta say is that if there was more ass whoopings at home, the kids would have more respect for them.
I agree with you on that.
You ain't whooping their kids no more. They need to whoop them kids.
Well, people are befriending their kids.
Yeah,
That's
I
very
want to
true.
be your friend. I don't want to be your parent. You
Right.
know what? My mama was my mother.
Yeah.
She used to tell me, I'll get on a chair to beat your ass. And guess what? I believed her. Till the day she died, laying in that bed, I believed she would get on that chair and whip my
I
ass.
still feel the same way.
Uh-huh.
I totally agree.
Mama, I believed you.
That's very necessary.
Well,
To establish those boundaries, you know, there's no boundaries. Kids talking back to their parents, what? I'd get a straight backhand if I said anything wrong to mom, whether in public or in private.
that's
It
right.
has to be established like that. Got to get back to the tradition of raising our kids as kids and let them know and keep them in their place.
Stevie, we agree with you wholeheartedly. Look, honey, we're not going to keep you any longer. We know you're driving along the freeway. Thank you so much. We're going to put your information on our page. We hope you'll do the same for us. We will be listening to you this evening for your last midnight show on Blog Talk Radio. And we'll hear from you. We'll hear from you again in the future real soon, darling. Thank you for calling in, Stevie.
Thank you,
Thank you, Stevie. You
And
were
that-
so funny.
And
Let me
that's
just say this. People can also become a friend on Facebook.com.
Absolutely.
/comedian Stevie Mac. And at Blog Talk Radio, comedian Stevie Mac as well. On Twitter, it's comic Stevie Mac. I'll be sure and spell it right. That's TEVIEMACK.
okay. And we're gonna.
Thank you so much for having me on
You're
the show.
welcome. We're gonna link you on our page as well. Everybody, that was Stevie Mac.
All right.
Thank you, Stevie. We'll
Thank
talk to you
you.
soon, darling.
So, but before we end on an elderly or whatever else we have to say, I want to just put this out there, just have a little bit of information for all you out there who don't think that the elderly is important, you don't think much of them, period, you don't think that they're doing things, they're not active. Well, I did find 2 statistics that I will share just to go along with some of the things that we talk about sometimes here on the show.
Yes.
Some statistics on sex and the elderly.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Now, this is from Mark Steibeck. He has a PhD, and I got it from about.com.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 53, this is back in 2007.
Okay.
53% of those aged 65 to 74 report being sexually active.
That's still young.
That is still young. But wait,
What were those numbers again?
53%.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's still young. though.
Thank you to the little blue pill.
And then 26% of those 75 to 85 are still sexually
That's
active.
scary.
So, but I just wanted to put that out there for all of you who think, you wondering, well, you might not wonder that deep if your
No, not
grandparents.
really.
Yeah, I don't want to
if
even
your
think
mothers
like
doing
that.
something. But hey, just to put it out there, they're still out here doing their thing. That's
Thank
quite
you.
that's a
Two little
significant number. That's a
It is.
quarter of the population.
Yeah,
then.
that's
26%.
That's an excellent number of old people getting it on. If you're watching us, take a break. Take a break and go take a blue pill. I want to say thank you very much to 2 very special friends. Our international list is growing by leaps and bounds. Ricardo from Spain, thank you very much for watching this evening. And also, Mr. Slash, you're in Egypt. Thank you. Thank you guys for staying up and watching and listening. We appreciate it very much. Go into the chat room and send us a message. We want to hear
Please
from
do.
you.
Please do.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, I was going to say this for the end, but I'm not going to because it's really important to me. Every week, I do a segment on adult toys. Well, this week I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take that time to talk about something that's very important. A young lady sent an email to me directly. By the way, if you have something that you think that we can help you with, email us directly. You don't have to go on our page.
Yeah, you don't have to put yourself on blast.
If you want our help directly without having it published here, broadcast, it's fine. Just tell us. Please don't talk about it on the show.
Absolutely.
We'll email you back. We'll try to help you with any problems that we possibly can. That's what we're here for.